Hey folks, so we've been talking about how to increase collaboration, connection, and engagement in our courses. I've suggested a host of ways in which you can do that and feel that these two categories are sort of the most ambiguous of our checklist and our DLE progression. There's simply a lot of ways in the art of teaching that we can increase those three things. But one of those we feel that is low-lying fruit is a discussion board. So let's say that a teacher did a video like this one as a mini lesson, and instead of posting it as part of a page that can't have any responses or anything to speak of but comments, um, we posted it instead onto a discussion board. Okay, so I'm using our sandbox course that you're already in right now as an example of that. And let's say that as the teacher, I'm showing you some content that I'm about to discuss and then release you to do an activity. One of the ways to increase that engagement would be to treat your recorded lessons somewhat like interactive live lessons, right? So I would do something like this. Kids, admins, I want you to go to our course. I want you to check out the top playlist that says current week. Once you check out that playlist, I just want you, before we begin, to examine it and tell me ways in which we've discussed from the checklist and the DLE progression that the playlist you see is increasing collaboration, connection, and engagement. I want you to pause this video right now. And when you do so, go into our discussion board below and respond with your initial thoughts again on how this increases collaboration, connection, and engagement. What are the examples from this particular playlist that show collaboration, connection, and engagement? Okay, you should have paused. Thanks for doing that. I'm back now, and I'm going to walk you through the playlist for this week. Okay, so what you'll see on this particular playlist is we feel as though it accomplishes, in a basic way, those three things. Okay, so remember that our initial feelings on collaboration and connection actually relate to how the teachers and student or parent are collaborating, not how kids are collaborating. We're certainly aiming for that, but right now we're at that basic level where we're working on the connection between the teacher and the student in this kind of digital environment. So let's check out the ways this works, and I'm going to probably end up mentioning a lot of ways that we meet things and the rest of the checklist too. So on this playlist, one, we have a video here. I hope you play the video because you'll see that it's the teacher, in this case, Teresa, showing what we're doing for the week, kind of like I'm doing right now. Think that's really great because it's the teacher showing their face and connecting with the students and parents just like they would in the classroom. You've seen the I can statements across the top here, clearly labeling out the goals for the week. But the visual aspects are what pop up on as the easiest things to do to increase engagement. So obviously the playlist is attractive. It has icons that look to mean on this particular playlist certain things. It looks like the pencil and paper mean remote days and the teacher students mean in class days. We then see that the remote and in class days are connected. It flows from remote to in class just like it would if we were always in class. And we see obviously that meeting the earlier parts of the checklist, that it's labeled clearly, and there's links to each of these items, whether they go to Schoology or to an external tool. One of the other ways of engagement, remember, was Google Meet. So we see here that integrated into the same document is Google Meet. It's got a little cartoon Bitmoji that adds some visual interest there just to break up the text. And we also have office hours for parent connections that are done after school. It looks like on Wednesday, again, a virtual day. So I'm going to stop here. And for your second discussion board post, I want you to do two things. One, I want you to make a post on things you recognize now, looking more closely, even if it means taking a few moments to bring open the checklist or the progression. Do you see anything now? Or do you see something that someone else mentioned or that maybe I've mentioned that really sticks out to you that teachers could do? And again, we're aiming at something that all of our teachers can do to increase their engagement, connection, and collaboration. I want you to add another discussion board comment. And if possible, if you have time, go to another person in our class and respond or reply to their discussion board post. Now, admins, note that in this, I wouldn't be explaining how to use the technology, how to use a discussion board, because we would have already done that. We would have probably had support videos in our homeroom for that. We would have done a discussion post at the beginning of the semester or at the beginning of the school year. That's something to introducing yourself or something that wasn't an academic topic to get that out of the way. So I'm not using the time to do that. I'm stopping now because I've just reached my 5 minutes, and that's about all I get for students in a video. So toodles, and I'll meet you back in the room in a moment.